Hi guys, Thane from Nature Preserve Life here. Another beautiful weekend out here on the Nature Preserve outside of Mountain Air, New Mexico. Anyway, one of the chores I got to do every year is spray some ground clear everywhere around the gravel, all around the house here where we have it. Try to keep the gravel looking nice and the weeds down. And of course, one of our favorite products here I use to get this done is Ground Clear from Ortho. They're not a sponsor, not a plug or anything, other than I know it's a pretty good product. It seems to last pretty much the year like they advertise. Anyway, you just take this concentrate. I buy the best bang for the buck, the 2-gallon concentrate. You can get it online on Amazon for about $49.50, and Prime delivery if you are a Prime subscriber. Or you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, and I think they're about 52 to 55 for one of these 2 gallons of concentrate. And all you do is take 6 cups, which I mark the 3-cup level here, and do it twice into one of these 2-gallon little garden sprayers here. If you've ever seen these in the stores here, and you just mix the 6 cups with 2 gallons of water here, and then just spray it around, and it does a real good job for keeping everything pretty clear for about a year like it advertises. If you have little spots of weeds, it'll kill the weeds too, as long as you get them wet enough. Anyway, it's mid-August, late August, and I'm finally getting to this chore. If I'd gotten to it earlier in the summer, I wouldn't have fought so many little weeds that were starting. So that's my advice, is always start it in the early summer, late spring, just depending on your climate. You don't want it too wet. You don't want the rain to come in and wash it away. But anyway, if you got a property like ours where you're fighting weeds and just trying to keep your decorative rock looking nice, that's what you got to do. Anyway, tomorrow morning I'm going to get up the top of the driveway and do some more of the spraying. So I'll see you then. Okay, so we brought the 2 tires down to town. The tire shop was closed, but we caught up to the owner of the tire shop at the other end of town. He was at a parts store getting some things, and so we handed off the tires. Unfortunately, they can't be repaired. We kind of feared that'd be the case, but he does have a used one for $50 and another new one for $100. So instead of spending maybe $50 to repair the 2, we're out $150, but that's still not a bad investment to get this a big step closer to getting this trailer road legal and safe. So it's a start. Hopefully by the end of the day we'll have the new tires and go put them back on the trailer.
Okay, friends, many hours later, we got the tire. We got one. Actually, we had to buy, they were worn and cracking, and they were no good. So Thane replaced. One was a used, and then the other one was brand new. This one looks like it's brand new, right?
Yeah, they both look brand new.
They both look brand new. So, okay, let me show you the other one. All right, friends, and here's the other one, and they look brand new. Look at this tread. This is crazy. Yeah, nice. So $150, 50 for one, and then the used one, and then $100 for the new one. So I guess it is what it is for work around the property.
So I'm gonna back up so I can get I want to be completely off the ramps.
Yeah, we are on ramps.
I probably might be touching that rock to do it, but
did you want me to move the rock?
No.
Okay. All right, friends. Let's.
Then what I'm gonna do, once we get the ramps out of the way, I'm going to pull the trailer forward up the road a little ways. I'm going to start backing it down so it's kind of lined up with the garage where I want to put it.
Oh.
I'm not going to put it in the garage.
But you'll be ready. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you heard him. He's got a plan.
Okay, one of the chores we're going to try to finish up here this weekend is take the trailer here. You saw earlier we got the new tires on the rear axle here. Anyway, I got to back it in real carefully. Make sure I don't hit the garage here, and then get it into the garage here in this nice, clean, somewhat clean concrete to lay down on, and try to get the wiring, the old wiring removed and the new wiring ran through it. It's only 7 wires. It's well documented, and shouldn't be too hard, I hope, to get everything working again. Left, right, turn signals, brake lights, brake signals for the power assist brakes and all that. Anyway, there's another signal or two, I think, running tail lights on this thing. I can't remember all 7 of them, but I know I have a picture of a diagram I got off the internet, and it's on my phone now, so I'll refer to it and use that and keep the color codes the same. So anyone else that in the future looks at this, they'll be able to say, oh, that goes to the brakes. That's the left turn signal, and so forth. So let's go ahead and get this thing pulled in and get to work. Trailer, after getting like a 50-foot spool of various, like 7 or 8 colored wire cable, cut it all open, use the individual appropriate colors to map and redo all the wiring on this trailer. And the main box is up front. Got a new one that's a much nicer screw down and color coded properly for this particular 7-pin connector for the trailer, and changed out all the little lights. I'll show a few of them. Like this guy on both sides, these little front running lights. This was the box I'd changed out, nice new one. You can see the color coding here to follow for mapping inside of it. I was able to preserve the old connector here. However, what really threw me on trying to map all this out and get this troubleshooted was finally the actual connector was all messed up inside here with the wiring not mapped correctly. Anyway, when I pulled it all apart and did things nice and consistent, so it passed through to the connector box correctly. The wiring for this stuff's pretty simple. It's not really that complicated. But let me show you the back side. And so, oops. So back here, you got the light bulb for the tail and turn signals and brake lights. Wiring and grounding happens out here. You can see the cable goes through down here and goes down to the bottom of the trailer, and then underneath it pulls through with these little eye hooks or eyelets, whatever. And of course there's wiring that goes to the brake down here too, that's also controlled from one of the 7 original wires. You can see here how I brought them back. They go just all the way underneath the trailer, and same with this side. There's some specific ones that go back through here and then all the way back through underneath the trailer. You can see that. See on this side too, hopefully. Anyway, I won't do things that are kind of repetitive. There's tons of little YouTube videos out there showing the details of pulling these wires through and connecting them up to the various light systems you have. I went with all new LED lights, so hopefully I won't ever have to change bulbs again in my lifetime. Fingers crossed. Anyway, that's it for this little landscaping trailer. I'll flip around and give you some more shots of it. We're cleaning it up, getting it painted a little bit so it's a little nicer, along with the new tires that we put on. And we got 2 more I'm trying to hunt down, so we'll have 4 new tires all the way around in this trailer. So this is the front side. The back ramp drops down so you can get, lawnmowers and things like that in it. The back 2 tires are the ones that were flat. One was completely gone, and the other was probably half full. Anyway, they're changed out now. And the front 2 tires, those are the ones I'm trying to hunt down next. Okay, when working with, duct work and stuff, these are kind of your best friend, the little sheet metal shears here. They allow you to get in there and start bending the metal and have some flexibility there when you have something that just won't cooperate here. So anyway, that is done. It's something we've been wanting to do. Since we bought this place and pulled the old propane heating system for the boiler out of here. We don't need these vents anymore, but we have lost a fair amount of AC or heat up through these things, even though I've tried to clog them with all kinds of things, paper bags, plastic, bubble wrap, whatever I could to just try to stop the airflow, but it just never solved the problem. So having real caps on the end of these is the right way to do it. So job done. Hey guys, after putting the ground clear and measuring cup and everything away to get it ready for tomorrow morning, got a little special delivery here. Anyway, I was going to go hop the shower and get all the sweat off me and get ready for a nice dinner this evening. But special delivery came that I'll share with an upcoming episode on how to do this. Anyway, I've never done it before, but I've seen a few other YouTube videos on it. And of course, I helped out our plumbing guy when he did it, but he didn't mix this concentrate of, let me go flip over and get a better shot. Okay, from Chem World, we've got the propylene glycol, and I got 6 gallons, one 5-gallon bucket here, and then a little 1 gallon. And by my rough calculations, that should be enough of a fluid we need for mixing with water to take care of the, we have a radiant floor heat where we got the PEX pipe or equivalent that goes through the floor here. Anyway, this acts like radiator fluid in your vehicle, except it's not toxic. It's more of a toxic, here we go, non-toxic material that you can mix with water and put in your radiant floor system and boiler, and it'll help you deal with those really cold winters if you're away from the house and you're not running the heat. Stop your pipes from freezing and breaking and having to deal with a plumbing nightmare with your boiler and radiant floor system. So I'm calculating around a 20% ratio here, which should protect the floor and the pipes down to like pretty close to 0 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure the Celsius equivalent for you international viewers, but anyway, we'll do that in an upcoming episode. So stay tuned and subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. But anyway, join me tomorrow. I'll be going up and having fun spraying some more of that ground clear, spreading it out with other parts of the driveway and try to really pretty up the driveway a little more. Okay, good morning, guys. Looks like I couldn't get an early start. Had a late delivery that didn't come. The rest of my ground clear, the remaining half of it didn't come until this morning. Anyway, I had to run into town to get to the post office and get it. And by now it's getting a little warmer out than what I like for working. So I'm going to hold off on finishing spreading the ground clear and making the driveway look beautiful until next weekend. You'll see it in the next episode. But anyway, I'm coming back from the post office where the package had been routed up to Moriarty by mistake. I don't know how they could do that in this modern age, but somehow it got to a shelf in another town here in Mountain Air. Anyway, here's the package next to me down here. Hopefully you can see it okay. Anyway, I'm getting back to the house, and then I got to get back into the city and catch up with Judy, and I got to still hunt down with our local tire guy in town. I think another set of tires for that trailer. On our last episode, you might have heard me cussing under my breath. We had 2 flat tires, and hence that's why earlier in this episode you saw us hunting down a real good deal on some tires with the local tire guy in Mountain Air. Anyway, I'm going to try to get a hold of them, and maybe by next weekend we'll have the last 2 put onto the trailer, and we'll have a nice set of 4 new tires, or relatively new tires, on that new trailer. Anyway, cheers, you guys. Okay, guys, we have a little festival going on here today. This is the and of course more parking. Art Council's doing a busy little day too, but this is like typically we have a little festival like this is the town's really busy. Yay, see that? No parking anywhere. And near the edge of town here, then you can see there's a little more parking. We have a little bit of a hike to the heart of the festival. Anyway, maybe next year we can hang here more.